Hey everybody, this is Tracy here with another edition of A View from Tracy's Point, and we are here to recap Power Season 4, Episode 8, which was titled, It's Done. And before we get started, guys, please subscribe to the channel, rate the video, and leave comments to let me know what you think about the video, your thoughts on the show, if I missed anything that you want to add to the conversation. And please, please, please share the video on your social media platform. And you can do all of that below. So let's go ahead and get started. So Tasha snuck out of Silver's apartment like a real G. She left a note on the nightstand, got dressed, and rolled out. So Silver was awakened by his phone ringing, and it was his doorman letting him know that he had a guest coming up. And I mentioned this in my last video that I don't understand how this whole thing works. So I need somebody who lives in an apartment building that has an elevator that opens up into your place to explain to me how the doorman just sending people up without you first saying yay or nay, it's okay for them to come up. I just need a little understanding here. So Ghost is there to ask Silver about Proctor. You know, has he talked to him? Did he know what's going on? And so, you know, he lets Silver know that he saw Proctor talking to John Mock the night before or a few days earlier. He just wanted to know if the two of them had talked or if they had said anything. So, you know, Silver says he didn't know why, you know, Proctor was talking to the guy, but, you know, he'll see what he can find out. So when Ghost was getting ready to leave, he looked down and it was an earring. One of Tasha's earrings was on the floor, so he picked the earring up. And then he gives it to Silver and was like, hey, man, I didn't know you had a lady in your life. So then Silver, you know, he got to play it off and say, well, you know, it ain't nothing serious, brother. You know how it goes. So I'm just like, Ghost, go get you and Tasha and get y'all strung up somewhere. Y'all better stop playing with this man. So then Ghost leaves Silver to go meet with Councilman Rashad Tate. And so he is surprised to learn that Tate has invited someone else to join them, and that someone else happens to be Dre. So Ghost was looking at him like, Negro, I know doggone well you did not come to a meeting and then call me ahead of time and tell me that you was coming to this meeting. So Ghost, you need to get your crew, you need to ring your crew in and get them under control. As they're talking, Ghost notices some of the Torres Locos guys, and they're propped up, you know, in the middle of the block selling drugs. And so he like calculating in his mind like they ain't supposed to be here because we had an agreement, you know, with the whole Julio thing. So Tate has to go and take a phone call, so he walks away from them. So first Ghost confronts Dre about being there and not calling and giving him the heads up, and Dre was like, well, I thought you was cool with it. I thought you already knew. So I'm like, okay, Dre, whatever. And so then, you know, Dre starts telling him about Tommy, you know, want to go to war with the Jimenez people, and, you know, he's out of control and everything. And I'm just like, Dre, do you have any loyalty anywhere? Like, are you loyal to anybody other than yourself? So Tommy needs to get Dre in check because he is just being teamed too doggone much. You know, he's playing too many sides, and Ghost has too much time on his hands right now that if he sits down and just starts thinking about all the bull crap that's going on around him, he is going to start putting stuff together, and some people going to get hurt. So Ghost rolls up on Proctor after Proctor dropped his daughter off at school. So, you know, he's all like, man, you at my daughter's school, what is you doing? But Ghost didn't care. So he lets Ghost know that he is still on his team, and that Tommy is the one that he needs to be worried about, and that, you know, if Ghost can trust anybody, he can trust him. So he tells Ghost that, you know, John Mock was there, you know, asking about Bailey and trying to, you know, get him to turn, but he's not going to do that. And that he told him that Bailey's phone last pinged off a tower near his building. He says, but that's not enough evidence to prove anything. Like, he could have just been driving down the street and used the phone. So Ghost tells Proctor that they all being messy. Tommy messy, and so is he. He being messy, and told him that, you know, Tommy should have never left that body or that computer with him. So I'm just like, can y'all get the computer back? And Proctor, can you please tell Ghost where that body is? Because I'm thinking, unless you got a friend that runs a crematory and done burnt that body up, we need to know where the body is located so we can sneak in the middle of the night, dig the body up, and move it somewhere else. Because push come to shove, Proctor, I do believe that you would turn on everybody. So the conversation ended with those two, with them agreeing that if John contacts Proctor again, that Proctor is to let Ghost know immediately. So Ghost, you know, he has a busy day putting out fires with all, you know, his team is just scattered. So he meets with Tommy to talk about the war, you know, that he's about to start with the Jimenez people, you know, but Tommy wants to know if Ghost thinks that Teresi is his dad. So Ghost was like, so Tommy was like totally ignoring what Ghost was telling him, you know, trying to talk about. He just wanted to know, like, well, did you meet him? Like, what did you think when you talked to him? He didn't say nothing to you. So then Ghost said, well, hey, you know, both of y'all got blue eyes, so I guess it's possible. But look, dude, we got bigger problems to deal with. Like, you can't be going up talking to these people and making demands, and so that ain't responded to you, so what you gonna do? So then Tommy was telling him, you know, well, I told him that, you know, I killed Lobo. So then Ghost was like, yeah, but how did you tell him? Like, maybe they didn't react because of your delivery and how you said it. Like, was you said it in a joking way, a serious way? So Ghost ain't gonna ever get legit. He ain't gonna ever be able to be the businessman that he's dreaming of, because he got too many fools on his payroll, too many people that he got to be keeping an eye on and getting out of trouble. So the two go to meet Diego and Alicia, and so Ghost looking at Alicia like he wants some of that. Like, he missing Angela, he had sex. Like, when last time Ghost had sex, y'all? Like, Tasha ain't breaking him off. He ain't had nothing from Angela in a while. We don't even know how long Ghost was in jail, why this whole trial thing was going on. So it's been a while since Ghost done had some. So everybody probably look good to him right now. But, you know, Tommy was like, yeah, she is hot, but dude, we here for business. So Ghost lets Diego and Alicia know that he takes Julio's death very personal. Like, that was an insult on his intelligence. And it just went against the agreement that they made, and he wants to know how they're going to rectify the situation. So Ghost puts on his businessman negotiating skills and basically tells them that he has a plan in place to reveal them as frauds. That he's going to let people know that they were not the ones that killed Lobos, that he was actually the one that killed, that him and Tommy were the ones that actually killed Lobos, and that, you know, word is bond. Your word on the street means more than the money, the drugs, the houses, and everything. Because if people can't trust your word, they have no use for you. So he tells them that in exchange for keeping their little secret, that he wants some land back, he wants some ports, he wants all kinds of stuff. The people was looking at him like, dude, like, why? Like, if we kill you right now, what does any of this mean? So then Tommy jumped in and said, well, we ain't the only ones that know. We got some other people that know. So Ghost let them know that, you know, oh, we got a plan in place that if anything happened to us, that all this information is going to be revealed. So they said, okay. So he said, okay, well, I give you till tomorrow to come up with an answer. So then they leave and go downstairs and get in the SUV. You know, Grime was waiting. And is it Grime or Grim? I can't remember. I think it's Grime. So he's waiting, and who else should be in the SUV but Dre? So I'm like, y'all just exposing Dre to way too much. But Dre ain't listening to the conversation. Dre got his eyes on the door that's leading out of this condos or hotel or wherever it was they just came out of. And so he's checking out Alicia and Diego and their bodyguards, and you can just tell that the wheels is turning in his little head. Back at the penthouse, Keisha and Tasha talking when Raina comes in, and Raina's arm was all bruised, all up. And so she tried to tell Tasha about that boarding school she found in Connecticut. And Tasha was like, what's wrong with your arm? And so she's like, oh, it's nothing. I bumped up against something, and she pulled her sleeve down, and that was it for Tasha. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, What mother, daughter would come downstairs with her arm all bruised up and not need more information? Like, why was she not looking at Tariq sitting over there and said, boy, what happened to your sister? Did somebody beat your sister up? What's going on? You know, but Tariq giving Raina, you know, the eye like, your ass better not say nothing or you gonna get worse than that. And I'm just like, Tasha. But Tasha is in La La Land, because I guess Silver put it on her and she can't wait for them kids to get out of her face so she could tell Keisha all about it. I'm just like, oh my Lord, like what is happening to the St. Patrick family here? So, you know, they tell Raina, go and get ready for school. Tariq, you go and get your stuff. And then she, you know, turns around to finish telling Keisha the story. So Tariq is over there in the living room area and he's on his phone and he's texting the guy Brains. And so we just don't forget all about Kanan. Kanan then rolled off into the sunset with that money. Jukebox dead, but Tariq wants to know if Brains still won't do another robbery. And if he is, he won't be in on it. And I'm just like, where is Kanan, y'all? Like, is Kanan gonna resurface? What's going on here? Because they just be bringing people in and out of the storylines like it's nobody's business. Then we move over to Dre, and so Dre was questioning Tommy about the Jimenez and the Serbians, you know, like he is in charge of the show. So then first Tommy was answering the questions, then Tommy was like, who are you to be questioning me about what's going on? You just do what I tell you to do. So if y'all don't start paying attention to this boy, he is going to have all y'all messed up. Like, y'all just got too many weak links in this organization. So Dre calls a meeting with all the, you know, the street level dope dealers to let them know that they may be going to war with the Jimenezes. So no one is happy. So then Dre lets them know that Tommy caused all this and he's calling the shots, and that, you know, he met with the Jimenez people and they haven't heard back from them. And so he doesn't know what's going to happen. He just needs everybody to be prepared, to strap up, be prepared in case they have to go to war. So when one of the guys was like, you telling everybody to strap up, but you forgetting that these are kids we have out on the corner selling these drugs. Like, we can't put them in a situation like this up against these people because there's no way they can win. You know, but Dre was like, you know, you got to deal with it. It's part of the game, you know. So I'm just like, Dre is so heartless. Like, he don't even care about the babies. Bad enough y'all got them out there dealing drugs on the street, but now you're going to put them in a war zone where they just have no chance of survival. After, you know, everybody leaves out of the meeting, Cristobal comes up, you know, and talks to Dre and is like, dude, what is going on? Like, this thing is turning into way more than we thought it was. And so Dre was like, yeah, but, you know, I just got to figure out how to stay one step ahead of Tommy, but we're going to work this thing out and figure it out, you know, make sure don't no dirt show up on our front doorstep. Just like, okay, Cristobal, it might be time for you to go turn on Dre, because Dre gonna get you killed, and you probably gonna die before Dre died. So Tommy goes to visit Kate and confront her about Tommy Teresi and this little information about him possibly being his son. So Kate is in. She all in for the lie. That's not your daddy. I ain't never heard of this man. Your daddy dead. Boy, like, what is this man trying to do? Do you even know who he is? Do you know why he's coming at you with this information? Like, she was not flinching. She was like, whoever he is, don't trust him, Tommy, because he's up to no good. So then Tommy goes over to Connie's house, you know, pretending like she was there to talk to Sammy, but Sammy wasn't there. So he goes in and he's talking to her and he's looking at the pictures and everything. So she had this picture of Tony when he was younger, and so Tommy picks up the picture and he was like, oh my God, you know, he was a really handsome guy. So she was like, yeah, you want some water, boy? Like, what you talking about? Like, who is your family? Who is your peoples? What's your mama name? So, you know, he's like, well, why you worried about who my mama is? And yeah, I want some water. So when she got ready to go get the water, she said, oh, I got whiskey too. So he was like, oh yeah, that's even better. So while Connie in the kitchen trying to figure out who Kate is, Tommy goes through the photo album, and there just happened to be a picture of Teresi standing in front of him and Kate's old apartment, and he's holding Tommy. So Tommy steals the picture, you know, drinks his liquor, and then tells Connie that he has to leave. So then Tommy takes the photo to Kate, you know, and then she finally admits that Teresi is his dad. But now she's saying that the day that he came over, she took that picture, and then Teresi said he would be back in an hour, but he never came back. And so that's why she made up the lie about, you know, Tommy's dad was dead and all this stuff. So Tommy is done with Kate. He is so angry with her. Like, how did you let me live my whole life thinking my dad was dead when you knew the man was alive and right over there in the Bronx? Like, I'm not appreciating this. So, Kate, you might want to lay low and let your son get over this mess. But no, that would be too simple. Kate went down there to that jail to see Teresi, let Teresi know, stay away from my son. And I know it's TV, guys, but y'all know ain't no way you rolling up to a federal prison or any other prison for that matter. Like, you might go to the local jailhouse and they let you see the person, but when you start talking about federal prisons, trust me, you done sent them an application. The people done ran a check on you to make sure you ain't got no convictions, because you know felons can't visit people in jail. So I'm going to need them to be a little more realistic and stop having people just showing up at the jailhouse visiting these hardened criminals that's in prison for life. Then we go over to the Keystone Cops. So Mike Sandoval is starting to get paranoid, and that's what happens when you do dirt. And then you can't trust people, and now you're thinking people talking about you. You're hearing voices, you're seeing things, you're starting to look at things a little differently. So that's the phase that Mike Sandoval is in right now. So he done rolled up on Cooper. Sorry about that, guys, but one of my friends was coming by to drop me a just because gift. This is so sweet on the back. She has no special reason. Oh, I feel special today. And it's it's a candle. My favorite. I love fresh cotton and linen. So if you ever want to buy me a gift, get me candles that are either fresh cotton or linen breeze or ocean breeze, like anything that's like a fresh natural scent. I love. So where was I at? Oh, Sandoval rolled up on Cooper. Cooper was standing outside waiting on the cab. And so he's looking at Sandoval like, where you came from and why are you over here? So Sandoval, you know, was asking him, you know, did you talk to Mark? You know, have you met with him alone, one-on-one? Because remember the last episode, Mark said he was going to call Cooper in. So then Cooper said, no, I haven't talked to him, you know, but I thought we were saying that Donovan was the mole and everything. So I don't know if that was like a miscue or misstep. If John just told Sandoval that he was going to meet with Cooper when he knew he wasn't going to meet Cooper, or what was going on, but that just made Sandoval that much more paranoid. So Cooper played it off like, you know, hey, if I hear anything, I'll let you know. You know, you keep me posted. And he jumped in the doggone cab and rolled off. So it turns out that Cooper was on his way to meet with Angela and Donovan over at Angela's apartment. And so he tells them about Sandoval, you know, rolling up on him unexpected. So then Donovan shares with them about, you know, his daughter telling him that Mike had came over to the apartment, that he didn't realize that it was, you know, Donovan's weekend to have his kids. So then Angela, you know, says, well, he probably was coming to kill you. And then Cooper was like, okay, well, wait a minute, like something going on. So, you know, we got to figure out like, if, you know, how we're going to plant all this stuff on him if he's really the mole, you know, what evidence do we have? Because it's got to be ironclad in order for Mark to take us serious. So then Angela goes into her safe and she gets that burner phone. And so she's laying out the theory of how all of this is tied to Mike, and how, you know, Mike had to be the one that killed Knox. And so Cooper is telling her, like, you know, that all sounds good, but you standing here with a burner phone that you got from St. Patrick's, but you can't tell us where St. Patrick's got the phone from. And then I got to thinking, wasn't Angela the one that stole the burner phone? And I was trying to remember, where did she get, I know she got the phone from Ghost, but why did Ghost have the phone? I was like really confused trying to remember how that all went down with that phone. But I thought that phone was actually the phone. Remember when Ghost was locked up and they had the pictures and he was meeting with Silver, and then he met with Angela later and he was saying that the phone the phone wasn't there when he was checking the drawer, and then all of a sudden it was there when they were taking the pictures for the evidence. So is that the same burner phone, or is that a different burner phone? You guys let me know down in the comment section. Then Sandoval shows up at Angela's later on to talk, and we learned that the crew have convinced John that he may be the mole. So Angela's wearing a wire, and they're downstairs, you know, in the van listening. And so she's like laying out the evidence she has against Mike and her theory of what really happened. And so I'm like, Angela is a sneaky little devil. Like, let me find out she up to something. So Mike finally breaks down and admits that the reason he helped Lobos was because he was threatening to kill his daughter. And so he was telling Angela, like, you don't know what it feels like to, you know, have the future or the life of someone you really love in your hands, and you don't know how you'll react or what you'll do. So down in the van, they're like, oh my God, you know, he's basically confessing to being the mole. So then Mark was like, oh no, we need more evidence. Let him keep talking. So then Donovan was like, you know, he's probably armed. I'm not going to leave Angela up there. So they call in the troops, and they're going to go upstairs and storm Angela's apartment. But before they get up there, Miss Angela then turned their wire off. No, Mike started telling her that he knows things about her. So if he goes down, she's going down also, because there was a lot of information that Lobo shared with him. So Miss Angela turned that microphone off, shot Mike. Then when he was down on the ground, she was like, okay, you got to pretend that you are a witness, you know, turn it around in your favor that you're a witness. But they on their way upstairs. So then they kick in, and she got kick in the door. She got the gun on him and everything. So Mark, you know, he fell for it, but Cooper had came up by now. So he was looking at her like, Helfer, I know you turned that microphone off, and I'm concerned as to what it was that Mike was about to say to you before you turned it off. Because remember the part where he said, I know things about you too. That was when she turned the microphone off. So Cooper was giving her the eye, and I think Angela caught that he was giving her the eye. So now she got to set it up and get Mike taken care of. So they then told her when they taking him that they were going to take him down to that MCC, wherever they were holding Ghost at, and then they'll have to move him to protective custody after they interrogate him. So what does Angela do? She go and pay Silver a visit. And so she tells Silver, oh, I just wanted to come and let you know that Jamie has been totally exonerated. We found out that Max Sandoval is the mole, and now they're holding him down at the MCC to be interrogated. But then after that, you know, they're probably going to take him into protective custody. So you make sure you tell Jamie this, and you tell Proctor this, because he probably don't know either. Just like, little dirty helper. Like, what did she think Lobos told Mike about her, that she tried to cover her butt? So as soon as Angela leave, what does Silver do? He get up and goes straight to Tasha and Ghost's penthouse apartment, or whatever they call it. And it's like, you could pick up the phone and call him and tell him this. So he gets in there, you know, Tasha comes to the door, they making goo-goo eyes at each other, and then Ghost comes in, so he tells Ghost the news, and Ghost's like, oh wow, I gotta go call Simon Stern and let him know about this. So then when Ghost leaves the room, then Tasha, you know, because like they hugged and everything, so of course Silver getting jealous. And then Tasha reassures him that, you know, he ain't got nothing to worry about, and, you know, thank you for the information. You know, she just playing along. So then the two of them decide that they're going to meet for dinner over the weekend. But before Silver leaves, he gives Tasha her earring and tell her she need to be more careful. And she's like, oh my gosh, thank you. Just like, Tasha, come on, be for real. So after that little trifling scene, Ghost and Tommy and Proctor have a meeting. So they just done got Proctor all into it, you know, discuss the latest developments. So now, Proctor, you really wanted the gang now, so your life is even more in jeopardy than it was before. So Proctor lets them know that Mike is going to flip, no doubt about it, and they don't know what Mike has to say. So Mike could implicate them all in a RICO case. He could implicate them in a murder case. Like, they all could be in jail facing a death penalty if they don't take care of this situation. And then he says, especially if Lobos knows that James is actually Ghost, then they really in trouble. So Tommy's solution, we just need to kill Mike. So it's like just that simple, huh? It's like, okay, y'all just gonna roll up. How many federal agents they done killed now? So they killed Clyde Williams. Now they talking about killing Mike. I thought it was somebody, oh, they killed Bailey. So they on their third federal employee that they about to take out. So Tommy just figured, well, I just call my daddy and let my daddy know what's going on, and then he'll take care of it. But hell, Tommy didn't even have to tell Teresi what was going on. Teresi was like, who you need killed? All right, we'll take care of it. And doggone it, they took care of it. Just like that. I was like, I could not deal with any of these people. I would want to date one of them. I would want to pass them on the street, nothing. Because your life just ain't safe around any of them in this organization. And then there was like a little short scene with Proctor. So after they met with him, he goes to one of those like standalone, you know, like the stores that sell the mailing supplies. And then they also have like the little mailboxes in them. So he goes into one of those and he places Bailey's computer in the locker. So I'm wondering if that was Bailey's locker, because remember, he would have had access to all Bailey's keys and information and everything. So now I'm wondering if he cleaned that computer off and then placed it into Bailey's locker, because it was wrapped in plastic. And I'm trying to remember, did he take the plastic off after he put it in the locker? So I don't know, maybe Proctor is down for the cause. We just have to wait and see. Then we go back over to Dre, and Dre, Cristobal, and Uriel are having a meeting with the Jimenez family. So they're having a meeting with the Jimenez family. Didn't take Dre long. So Alicia comes down and she's looking at them like, what the hell going on? Like, can Ghost organization really be this messy? So she's asking Dre, well, why should we trust you? So Dre said, because I want to be the biggest drug dealer in New York. So Alicia probably was saying small dreams is a sign of a small mind. And you are not somebody we about to get mixed up with, but we gonna hear you out and see what you got to say. So she tells Dre that she could kill him right then, and by sunrise, everybody else in that organization could be killed. So she didn't know what he got to offer that would make her even listen to what he has to say. So Dre tells them that he got this relationship with the Bassetts, you know, and he can get drugs into all of their hotels and businesses. And then he can share that money with them. And so they seem to be interested. So Diego tells him that if he can do all that, then he's in. So Dre said, but I need time. So Alicia lets him know, well, you ain't got a lifetime. But what we'll do is we'll approve Ghost's proposition that he came to us with, you know, to let you set everything else, you know, let you set everything up, but don't take too long. And then Diego tells him that, and if it don't work out, I'm going to kill you myself. So Dre was looking like he was about to crap in his pants. He was like, oh, Lord, what have I gotten myself into? And then Cristobal and Uriel, I know they sitting there like, this boy going to get us killed. He going to get us killed. So if I was them, I would be trying to distance myself from Dre. But they all greedy and they all dumb and they all stupid. So they going to hang in there with Dre. So back to Tariq. So Tariq hooks up with Brains, who obviously don't have a lot of brains. So their goal was to have Tariq pretending like he's some schoolboy selling candy, and then he was going to go and knock on this lady's door and then scan the apartment like to see if anybody's there or if she got anything in there worth stealing. So then so then Tariq, you know, he getting all spruced up to play the role. So the other guy was like, dude, what you doing? And so he was like, you know, you want me to go up here? Like, I live in a neighborhood like this, and I know what it takes and how you got to talk to these people, you know, to get them to trust you. So the guy was like, okay, well, whatever. So Tariq goes up to the door, knocks on the door. White lady comes to the door. He tells her about he's selling this candy because to raise money for the swim team. And she's like, oh my God, are you any good? So he said, you know, he do the 100 breaststroke, backstroke, and the 200, some other stuff he said he was doing. And so the lady believed him, and she says, oh, let me go get some money. So she walks off, goes to get her purse, comes back, you know, digging in the pocketbook, asks Tariq, do he have change for a 20? So next thing we know, here come Brains and the other guy. They punch Tariq in the face and tell him, they tell the lady, you know, upstairs or something, so that the guy apologized to Tariq for hitting him. He said, but you get on out of here now. So he goes on upstairs. So I don't know why Tariq didn't just get up and leave. I don't know, maybe the white lady reminded him of his mama. I don't know. But then, you know, he could hear the lady up saying, please, no, no, no. So Tariq goes upstairs, and the one guy, so the Brains guy was still in the jury, and then the other guy was on top of the lady on the bed about to rape the lady. So then Tariq says, Brains, what are you doing? Tariq ain't about this life, y'all. So now they done killed the white woman. Now Tariq is an accessory to murder. He runs out. Tariq ran down them stairs, ran down that street. He was running. He hid behind some building, and then Brains texted him talking about, Tariq, where you at? Like he was going to respond and say, oh, dude, I'm up the street. Come get me and kill me. So I'm like, Tariq, what you done got yourself into? So I don't know. So it's like, Tariq, what have you gotten yourself into? Like, we knew you was going to mess up at some point. Not that you hadn't messed up enough already. And how you even get involved with Brains when Kanan was the one that you were hanging with? So see, like you be trying to get in touch with Kanan instead of his little cohorts. And you saw what they did to Jukebox. So you know that these people will kill you, but you young, dumb, and stupid. It done really got you into trouble. So Tariq goes home, and when he gets there, Ghost is meeting with Councilman Tate and telling him that, you know, he done worked it out, how he done cleaned up these streets, and, you know, they ain't got to worry about that. It's time to move on to the next step of the deal. So then Tariq comes by, and he was like getting ready to, I guess, come in and talk to his dad and tell his dad what happened. But when he saw he was meeting with somebody, he kept walking. But then Ghost called him, was like, Tariq, come back. So Tariq came back. He introduced him to the congressman and everything. So they all know if Tariq was playing the role, or if he was dead serious, or he realized that he's in too deep and need to get his life together. But he brought up the school that Raina was talking about and asked his dad, would he be okay if he went to the school. So Ghost said that he would look into it and see, you know, what he can work out. So then Tariq walked out, and then, you know, he was telling the congressman, you know, like, yeah, you know, he's a good kid, and, you know, he's gonna do well in life. And I'm like, child, please. So then over at the jail, you know, they done found Mike's body, and so John, Angela, and Cooper, you know, they're trying to figure out how did it happen, because the only people that knew he was there was the three of them. And so Cooper was looking at Angela like, like, I can't trust you now. So then when they walked out, Angela goes over to the body and she kneels down and she's like, this was for Greg. And so I'm just trying to figure out, when did Angela become so loyal to Greg? Like, this ain't for Greg, Angela. This is for your butt. You trying to cover your tracks and make sure you don't get implicated in anything, because we know dead men don't talk. So guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you thought. Leave your comments below, rate the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with your friends on social media. And until next time, I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and I shall talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.